Denis Walter with you until 3, and in the studio with me, our first AFL Grand Final female umpire, Chelsea Roffey, and taking your calls, 9690 693. Chelsea, what's the preparation each game? When does it start? How long does it go for? What's involved?
We're required to arrive at the ground at least an hour and a half before the match. So obviously before that you want to make sure you're having a nice relaxed morning. I like to have eggs on toast and pack my bag nice and early, make sure I'm ready to go. So I think for a lot of the guys who head out there's a very strict routine you like to stick to. Get to the ground. For the goal umpires, it's a chance to head out and look at the conditions you're dealing with. Obviously Eddie had usually the same each week, but it might be raining. You look at the goal area, make sure that everything's as it should be, and start to mentally prepare. And of course you're in the rooms with the other guys, making sure you say hi to the fieldies and boundaries. It's a team effort, so you've got to be comfortable with who you're running with. And
9690 693. Hello, Sue.
Hi, how you going?
Good.
I just wanted to tell Chelsea that my husband and I always say we're pretty sure she'll be right because we know Chelsea's a good umpire.
That's very kind of you. Thank you.
And I read a great article on you in The Sun a few weeks ago.
Cheers. Thanks a lot.
No worries.
Thank you, Sue. Are you known as the accurate one?
Me? No. Look, there's another umpire on the list, Luke Walker, who is very cool, calm and collected, and very good at what he does. And I think he's probably the one to beat.
One of the other issues, I guess, I've never really thought about this until I knew you were coming on the program, is that you're not only looking for the angles and checking where the ball's going, but there's the issue of players coming back towards you. So there is, and probably that's a good argument for the video review, isn't it? That there's more to it than just watching where the ball's going.
Correct. I like to think it's also a good argument for females because they love to multitask. So just get that one in.
Thank you.
But for the in terms of the review system, look, our job really is all about angles, and that's why you have some decisions where really you need the umpire looking right at it, from the correct angle. It's impossible to get that conclusive vision if you're dealing with something that's just slightly off. So, we're looking at Hawkeye technology now, which is being trialled over, I think it was in last week and this week, and that gives the score reviewer down in the bunker at the ground the opportunity to look at 8 different angles and select which angles to look at. So it's all about your peripheral vision. Goal umpires are constantly moving around the goal square, not just a matter of standing there and putting 2 fingers up, that's for sure. Is
there much chatter between the players, not towards you, but amongst themselves? And do you hear much of it?
Look, you asked the question before about, can you block it out? And I guess I thought about that a bit more. I thought you do sort of block it out. So, look, there's a bit of banter from time to time, but they're moving around so much, you don't really pick a lot of it up.
And most of it's in good spirit?
Oh, I think it depends.
Thank you. I thought that would be the answer. Theo, good afternoon.
Hi, Denis. Just a couple of questions for Chelsea, please. Could she go through her weekly fitness routine to prepare for an AFL match? And secondly, what's her view on 2 goal umpires at each end, please?
Alrighty, a couple of good questions there. So weekly routine, we get together twice a week through the season to train. Would you believe our pre-season actually starts in October, not as a group, but in terms of our pre-season preparation, we do a 5-kilometre time trial in January. So a lot of us have to really start running and getting ready for that a few months out. So during the season, 2 training sessions, and the first night is usually devoted to fitness. So we'll do a little bit of endurance, a bit of track work, and obviously as the season goes on, we focus more on agility. Speed and agility is really important for us. The second night is we'll do a little bit of fitness, but maybe some boxing or some gym circuit work. And after that we'll do a video review system where we sit in a coaching room and look at decisions from the weekend, positioning. We'll slow things down frame by frame. Our timing is that crucial. If you're a frame out, you'll get knocked off for that game and your ranking will go down. So very, very heavily scrutinised in what we do for preparation. And outside of that, because of now there's an increasing need to be seen to be nice and fit and to make those time trials. A lot of the umpires really have to run and swim or do whatever they do on other days. So I try to keep nice and fit on the weekends and the other days as well. And the second question I think was 2 goal umpires at each end. And look, I know this keeps sort of getting raised. I think one thing we really need to look at is if you do have 2 umpires at each end, the likelihood is, as the ball's coming in, and I actually have trialled this in some pre-season games, one umpire is probably going to go online, be side onto the ball, the other umpire is going to be behind the flight. So as it stands now, you've got an umpire who's making that decision last minute. So they decide, okay, where do I need to be to judge this ball? Do I need to cover the post? Is it going to likely glance at? So when it comes down to it, you're still probably going to have one umpire manning the post and one umpire side on, which is what we've got now. So if we're backing it up with technology, you know, I guess the second set of eyes is the technology, and that might be a little more valuable, I would suggest.
Good on you, Thea. Good questions, and thank you for calling in, and thanks for listening. 96900 693, anytime you want to call through during the afternoon. Chelsea, it's a pleasure to meet you, and good luck for the finals. You said it's not certain that you'll be...
Oh, not at all. No. So the announcement for finals panel is next Monday. So, yeah, we all just have to wait and see what happens. Take nothing for granted in this game, week to week.
You were up the other end to that Melcheski, that goal in last year's grand final. Would that be... would it be fantastic to be there in that last few minutes, taking that last goal or the winning goal, and being there to call it?
Oh, absolutely. I think as an umpire, you desire to be in that position. It's not what keeps you going, because you've got to really love the process and being involved in umpiring. But, you know, to be up there close to those tight calls, big crowd, sometimes just inches from the action is just amazing, and that's why I'm there. I just love it. Are there any?
You were the second AFL goal umpire, the girl, Katrina Presley.
Yeah, she was the first.
And that was in Queensland?
Yeah, Katrina went up through the system up in Queensland, and that was a few years before I came on the scene at AFL level. But I can remember actually being at one of Katrina's very first matches. I used to go to every Gabba match with Dad. We were sitting up in the stands, and I can recall him just pointing down to Katrina because she was coming towards the goal to set up before the game, and there was a little cheer in the crowd, and I thought, gee, that's weird, cheering an umpire. Dad just said, look, that's she's the only woman to have umpired at the elite level in the AFL, and I don't know, I reckon it might have planted a seed, but she certainly led the pathway.
Are there many coming through?
Look, there are so many girls and women at local level, in the field, in the boundary, in the goals, and young girl by the name of, I shouldn't say young girl, I think she's around 21, but a woman by the name of Eleni, I think, in South Australia, just umpired in the SANFL seniors match as a field umpire on the weekend, which is fabulous. But I'm one for, acknowledging people for the job they do. I think it's great if girls are involved because they love the game. If you work hard and you've got what it takes to umpire, then you should do it, and she's obviously doing very well.
Chelsea Roffey, thank you.
Pleasure to be on the show.
And you'll be there for the finals.
Look.
Watch, I've got a crystal ball here. It's all happening for you.
Dennis.
Good on you, Chelsea. Chelsea Roffey, special guest in the first half hour.